Chapter 1.2.4 Leases. Leases are essential in distributed systems for locking shared resources and coordinating activity among members. In Kubernetes, the lease concept is implemented through lease objects in the coordination.k8s.io API group. These leases are crucial for system functions like node heartbeats and leader elections at the component level, ensuring proper coordination and resource management within the system. Node heartbeats. Kubernetes utilizes the Lease API to relay heartbeat signals from kubelet nodes to the Kubernetes API server. Each node has a corresponding lease object in the KubeNode lease namespace. The heartbeat from kubelet nodes triggers an update request to the lease object, specifically modifying the spec.renew time field. The Kubernetes control plane utilizes the timestamp in this field to ascertain the status and availability of each node. For further information on node lease objects and their functionality, additional details can be found in the documentation. Leader election. Kubernetes uses leases to guarantee only one instance of a component runs at a time, particularly for control plane components in high availability setups. In cases where only one active component should be running with others on standby, such as with Kube Controller Manager and Kube Scheduler, leases are utilized. By leveraging the Lease API, Kubernetes establishes a coordinated leader election process to determine which component instance assumes the role of leader. API Server Identity. In Kubernetes v1.26 beta, a new feature has been introduced where each Kube API server uses the Lease API to publish its identity, allowing clients to discover how many instances of Kube API server are operating the control plane. This feature enables future capabilities that require coordination between Kube API servers. Leases owned by each Kube API server can be inspected by checking for lease objects in the Kube system namespace or using a label selector. Each Kube API server should use a unique hostname, as the SHA-256 hash in the lease name is based on the OS hostname. Expired leases are garbage collected after 1 hour, and the feature can be disabled by turning off the API Server Identity feature gate. Workloads. Using leases in Kubernetes can help define leadership within a workload, especially when running custom controllers. By creating a lease, controller replicas can elect a leader using the Kubernetes API for coordination. It is recommended to give the lease a name that is clearly linked to the product or component, such as example-foo for a component named example-foo. To prevent name collisions for leases when multiple instances of a component are deployed, a name prefix and a mechanism such as hashing the name of the deployment can be used. Ultimately, the goal is to ensure that different software products do not conflict with each other.